Today we're taking a look at an ultimate solution for the wireless audio, Saramonic K9. What's good guys, my name is Oleg Nikitin, you're watching No Limits On channel, and the Saramonic K9 is a UHF system, so it is much more versatile than a regular 2.4 GHz systems like the Rode Wireless Pro, DJI Mic 2, etc. And such systems work much better in more crowded areas like concerts, stadiums, or maybe even exhibitions. It also has 32-bit float internal recording, it also has timecode support and a lot of different features. But as usual, we'll start off with the kit. It comes in a Pelican-style hardshell case, and it does have water resistance as well. So inside of this case you'll find 2 transmitters and 1 receiver, which is slightly bigger, and underneath you'll find a ton of different accessories. So in here we have the locking connector TRS to connect it to your camera and to the receiver. We also have a USB Type-C to Type-C cable with a USB Type-A adapter. And with this cable you can connect the receiver to your computer and use it as an audio interface, and also you can offload the recordings from the transmitters. You will also find those colorful silicone inserts, so you can mix and match those with your transmitters and receivers, and if you have a lot of those on this set, you will not lose them or mess around with those because you have different colors for each and every system. Then we have 3 metallic frames, so you can attach the transmitters to the belt, and we also have a cold shoe mount as well. Also you'll find 2 XLR to mini jack cables, and they are locking connectors, so you can connect this to your FX6 camera, for example, or any camera with XLR, or to a recorder. It also comes with 2 32 gigs micro SD cards in the kit, and also you'll find this pretty cool purple case with all of the accessories in terms of lavalier microphones. So here you'll find the pop filters, also the wind muffs for the lavalier microphones, and finally you'll find a crocodile style clamp. The lavalier microphones themselves have locking connectors, which is very important, and they have the smallest capsule I've ever seen. You also find 4 antennas, and for the receivers they are adjustable. And now let's take a closer look at the transmitter itself. It weighs only 120 grams, and also as you can tell we have the 32-bit float recording engraved on the body of the transmitter itself, and it means that this is the international version, because the American version does not have this engraving 32-bit, because it is not allowed to transmit audio and record simultaneously in 32-bit float in US for some different patents. I've been talking about it in more detail in my Deity Theos review, so if you're interested you can find this review and get into more details. And guys, before we dive deep into the settings and the features of the transmitters and the receiver, let's listen to the audio tests indoors, outdoors, and we'll have a look at the range test as well. And also we're testing the Saramonic, the super tiny profile level and the wind protection right. So here I am about 40 to 50 meters away, 1, 2, 3 mic check with my face towards the receiver, and now I'm blocking with my transmitters, 1, 2, 3 mic check, 1, 2, 3 mic check. Texting somewhere here if I am using the 32-bit float internal recording if I lost the signal. So here I am near the car on the parking lot, as you can tell. Even further, I plan on going to about 100 meters away with the parking lot in here, with the buildings, the tall ones, with a lot of Wi-Fi frequencies, etc. And we'll see how those 2 systems perform. Usually 2.4 GHz systems like the Rode Wireless Pro are not doing that great, but maybe the Saramonic will do better, but it's not always the case with the radio frequency transmitters. So here I am near this pole, so probably my back towards the receivers, 1, 2, 3 mic check. So this is the test. I think it's more than enough. And the radio frequency transmitter systems are better when you have very crowded spaces, like if you have some exhibitions or concerts or like a football game on a stadium or something like this, because they have the ability to actually scan the frequencies and to pick the cleanest signal possible. And that is why the Saramonic K9 should be doing better. So here are the results, and if I have something to say to you after I see the results, I'll comment it in my studio. And now guys, we're testing the lavalier microphones. You're right now hearing the Rode Wireless Pro. One, two, three, mic check. And also guys, I'd like to mention that both have Kevlar in the construction, so they are super strong, and in the And in terms of the audio quality, I really like both microphones. The Saramonic sounds really a bit flatter, let me say. And right now you're hearing the 32-bit float internal recording from the K9, 1, 2, 3 mic check. And right now you're hearing the Rode Wireless Pro to my camera, Sony FX30, the minimum gain on the FX30 and the maximum gain on the Rode. 1, 2, 3 mic check, 1, 2, 3 mic check, and right now you're hearing the 32-bit float internal recording to the Rode Wireless Pro. 1, 2, 3 mic check. And now let's test the 32-bit float recording, how we can recover the audio. 1, 2, 3 mic check. Hey, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 mic check. Hey, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 mic check. 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 The sound is better with the shotgun microphone, which is directly above me, and with the lavalier microphones I don't get this good of a sound, so don't be scared that it sounds a little echoey. One, two, three, mic check. 1, 2, 3, mic check. Right now you're hearing the 32-bit float recording through the Saramonic K9. And right now you're hearing the 32-bit float internal recording to the Rode Wireless Pro. 1, 2, 3 mic check, 1, 2, 3 mic check. So this is the audio quality indoors in a pretty bad and echoey room. So what do you think about it? And a few words about the audio quality, guys. In my opinion, for this tiny little microphone, lavalier microphone from Saramonic, the audio quality is great. When you do wireless recording, it is okay. It's a little bit on a flatter side of things, but when you have the 32-bit float internal recording, we have more bass. And all in all, the noise floor is super low. It's not hissing, nothing is wrong with the sound. And in this regard, the Saramonic K9 is definitely sounding a little bit better with the kit lavalier microphone than my Rode Wireless Pro, that's for sure. So what do you think about the sound? Please let me know down in the comment section below. So let's continue, guys. Here on the transmitter we have the USB Type-C port, and it is very important to understand that we can also use the USB Type-C port for providing power to the unit. So we can use the AA batteries right here, but we can also power it through the USB Type-C, which is very important for longer shoots. So you can use a big power bank and make sure that it'll last for ages, and you'll have the batteries inside just in case the power bank dies, for example. Also here we have the headphone jack, and the headphone jack is important if you plan on using those devices just as a sound recording device, so not as a transmitting device. You can double check the audio levels in here on the transmitter itself. On the top we have the antenna connector, as well as the silicone colorful insert, and also the locking connector for your lavalier microphone. And I do love locking connectors, guys, it's so important. Here we have the micro SD card slot, and it's behind the batteries, and it is using two 1.5 volts batteries, and it'll last for about 9 hours on those two batteries. When you're using this system for the first time, you need to download the app and activate the system. It is pretty straightforward and simple. And now we're taking a look at the receiver, and on the top we have an extra LCD display, which is so cool and informative, and it's especially handy for audio specialists who are using the sound devices in the sound bag. So you can have a look at it just at a glance and understand the battery status, the levels, and also the connection status. So handy, and it's not turning off at all times. So if this display goes down in 5 minutes, for example, this one does work at all times. On the other side, we have a USB Type-C port, which is used for charging and for sending the data to your computer. And also here we have the A and B outputs, and those two outputs can be customized. So for example, you can have your 1+2 receivers from the A and your headphones from the B, or you can have your first transmitter on the A and the second on the B, or you can have 1+2 on A and 1+2 on B, whatever. It's a lot of different variants and options. So basically it is super handy to have two outputs right here. And now let's have a closer look at the settings of the receiver. Here we have the different frequency settings. For example, we have the preferred frequencies, and you can see how strong the signal is at each and every range, for example. Then we have the manual settings, so you can send the signal manually and to pick the frequency manually from the transmitters. Then we have different bands, and we have a lot of those. And then we have the auto scan, so it scans the area and understands which signal and which exact frequency is the most free one and the most reliable and stable, and then it'll automatically sync those two most stable frequencies with the transmitters, which is so handy. And keep in mind, guys, that not all the frequencies will be available at your country, so the app does know your location because you have to provide with geodata with the app, and then it will allow you to use certain frequencies that are allowed to be used in your particular country. Then we have the audio settings, like the output modes. For example, on A and on B, we can have different options like RX2, RX1 plus RX2, and the monitoring mode on the B side. Then we have the output signal, so we can make it a little stronger if you want to. Then we have the device management settings, like the aux screen, which is on the top, so you have some settings of this small screen as well. Then we have the battery settings, the sleep settings, the Bluetooth reset setting, as well as the system settings. They're pretty usual ones, like the brightness, the language setting, the system reset setting, and the version, etc. Then let's take a look at the transmitter. So here we have different frequencies, and we can pair it with the receiver. Then we can change the band, as you can tell from this example. Then we have the RF strength. In my country, it's max at 10 milliwatts, but you can change it in your setting. And then we have the timecode settings. And speaking about timecode, this system is not a timecode generator, but it can accept the timecode signal. So you need to jam this signal, you need to have a timecode generator, and Saramonic are developing their own timecode generators, and they said it should be ready in about May to June 2025. So if you are using Saramonic timecode generator, you'll be able to sync the timecode in one push of a button in the app, so you don't need to connect anything. But with other timecode generators, like from Deity or from Tentacle Sync, etc., you will need to jam it through the this port basically, or through USB-C, if I'm not mistaken. And this will be an okay situation. It will stick to the timecode, but you can experience some drift. It's okay, it's normal, and in DaVinci Resolve then you can sync it in more precise fashion with the timecode and the audio as well. Then we have different audio settings, like the gain, the microphone signal, 5 volts, 3 volts, or the line signal, low cut filter, as well as the monitoring feature. And then we have the record menu. From here you can start recording, and also you can go into this menu with a quick setting. I'll show it to you in a second. So here we have the recording, and you can use 24 bits and you can use the 32-bit float as well. And you can also choose when to record. You can set it to manual recording only, so you'll have to toggle the recording. You can use the sync recording, so when the devices are synced with the receiver, they will be starting recording, or you can use the auto. It means that when you turn it on, it'll start the recording immediately, which is a nice feature, and I would use this one. And here we have some quick settings like the mute on the left. The upper button will go to the record menu. If you long press the lower button, it will go to the timecode menu. And also Saramonic does provide you with a free app, and the app is simply amazing. So you'll have all of your devices in this app, up to 48 different devices like those ones, and you can customize each and every device. You can enable the recording, you can change the gain, you can change the low cut filter. Basically, guys, you can do everything in this app, and it is super easy to use. You can sync time code, you have different like firmware updates through the app, and it means that the only thing you need to have is your smartphone, and this system is really intuitive to use with the app as well. So big thumbs up for the app for sure. And finally, guys, the price is $999, and I think for this good of a kit with those really adorable features, this is a very respectable price. The main competition is of course Deity Theos for $100 more, but if you don't need the precisest timecode system, I think that the Saramonic is actually even better in terms of the audio quality. I did enjoy it better, and those lavalier mics are crazy good, but also it is providing you with several better features than the Theos, at least when I tested that system. And also you can save $100 as well. So what do you think of this Saramonic K9 system, guys? Please let me know all of your thoughts down in the comment section below. And if you did enjoy this video, smash the like and subscribe button and hit the notifications bell. And right here I have my Saramonic Ultra in-depth review, so you can watch that next one. Take care, guys. Bye.